Okay, so today we are going to continue talking about technology, obviously. And today we are going to talk about robotics, okay? So we are going to move on with this theme for this class. And okay, as always, here we have the rules for the class. And well, if you want to say anything, if you want to say something, you can do it orally. And if you have a doubt or a question, you can ask me, okay? So today we are going to discuss the importance of robotics and artificial intelligence, okay? And this was something not new for me, but it's really interesting. So how robotics and artificial intelligence, or AE, has evolved and changed through the history, okay? Through modern history. So first of all, as always, we are going to begin with our brain teaser. So today's brain teaser, today's riddle is the following. So what goes up and never comes down? What goes up and never comes down? So what is it? What do you think? What goes up and never goes down? Any idea? Let me... What goes up and never comes down? I don't know. No, not the stairs. No la escalera. No, that's not.
Profe,
Sorry?
¿qué exactamente qué dice ahí? Que no soy muy bueno leyendo todo el inglés.
Ok, ¿qué es lo que siempre sube pero nunca baja? The elevator,
Ah,
no.
es lo que siempre sube, pero nunca baja.
Excellent. The age, your age. Excellent, Isadora. Excellent. So yes, it's your age. La edad, porque uno siempre cumple años, nunca cumple para abajo. Okay, so excellent. Excellent, excellent. So this one, when I read it, for me was like, yes, that's true. I never heard it before. The balloons, that's a good guess. Esa es una buena suposición. Los globos, the balloons, yes. But at some point, they always go down because they get empty. Se vacían, en algún punto se vacían. So at some point they will go down or they will blow up. Yes, it's sad thinking about your age. Yes, that's true. So enjoy your last years. Enjoy your last years in school. Because after you turn 18, you get more responsibilities and it's sad. Really, really sad. Okay, let's move on, guys. So today we are going to talk about robotics, okay? But we cannot talk about robotics without mentioning this man right here. So do you know him? ¿Lo conocen? Do you know Isaac Asimov? No? Isaac Asimov? By the way, his name is like spelling like backwards. Como que siempre que leo su nombre, siento que está escrito al revés. But that's something, that's my thought. Okay, so Isaac Asimov, any idea? No, no, no. Okay, so Isaac Asimov is a writer, okay? And okay, he was a professor of biochemistry in Boston University. He's a well-known writer, he's a famous scientist, and he was the most innovative man during his days regarding technology, science fiction in literature, okay? And you are going to tell me, but why are we talking about literature if we are in the technological course? Because this guy is really important for robotics and artificial intelligence, because he was the first person that wrote the 3 laws of robotics, okay? He was the first person that put the laws on paper. But by the time he wrote the laws, okay, by the time he wrote the laws, he didn't know about the impact that it will create, okay? So he wrote the 3 laws of robotics. Let me write it here. So he wrote the 3 laws of robotics, okay? Él escribió las 3 reglas básicas de la robótica. Okay, so, and he wrote them in a book, okay? And the book is called Run Around, okay? And it was written in 1942, if I'm not mistaken. And also a fun fact about him is that he coined the term robotics. ¿Saben lo que significa la palabra coined? Coined.
Suena como a moneda.
O
Yes.
sea que lo tiró entre una cuestión de 2 opciones.
Okay.
Tenía Robotics y algo más, y tiró a moneda y le salió Robotics.
Okay. So this I am going to play. I thought he could have written.
¿O compró los derechos del robótico?
Ya, por ahí va. Esto se lo voy a explicar en español porque igual es como una historia que hay detrás de esto. Coined, la palabra coined viene de acuñar en español, ¿ya? Y coined se creó porque en tiempos antiguos, cuando tú creabas una moneda, le ponían una estampa o un signo representativo. So, de ahí viene el coined, de acuñar. Entonces, el acuñar en español es como crear algo, como él creó el término robotics. Ya, entonces, gracias a él nosotros hablamos de robotics nowadays. ¿Ok? Entonces, coin es acuñar. And Isadora, yes. He wrote a lot of robot-based literary. A lot. Even he has like he wrote essays and short stories about robots. Okay, and what I want you to look at, if you are interested, I can send you the book that he wrote about robotics. Les puedo enviar el libro que es este. Aquí aparece. So you may recognize the name of the book. Ustedes pueden reconocer el nombre del libro. Se llama I, Robot, como la película de Will Smith, Yo Robot. And he wrote a series of stories related to robotics, okay? And here you can find the runaround where he first mentioned the 3 laws of robotics, okay? And this is just, if you want to read them, I can send it to you. Ya si es que les interesa, lo quieren leer, le quieren echar un vistazo, lo tengo en inglés y el runaround lo tengo en español también, por si acaso. And let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so this guy, everything that he created was amazing by the time he created it, okay? So he has a major impact not only in literature, but in robotics in the future, okay? So now, and by the way, he died in 1992, so this guy wasn't, this story wasn't like too old, okay? This is like contemporary literature, okay? And let me, so now we are going to see, sorry, we are going to watch a video in which we can find Isaac Asimov talking, okay? This is an interview where he refers to the 3 laws of robotics, okay? Esto también me gusta hacerlo, que cuando encuentro videos de autores que de los que estamos hablando y podemos verlos, es bueno darle una cara a un nombre o como una actitud a un nombre, siempre es bueno. Okay, so here you have, let me, okay, so.
And I think everybody is interested
Can you hear
in the 3 laws of robotics.
The journalist, yes, okay. So let me add subtitles. So the video lasts 3 minutes and we are going to see how he explained the 3 laws of robotics and what he thinks about them, okay?
I'm interested, and I think everybody is interested in the 3 laws of robotics. Could you explain those?
Well, back in 1939, I began writing robot stories. And by the time I'd written 2 and 3, there was a pattern in these stories which John Campbell, the editor of Astounding Science Fiction and my literary father, pointed out to me. He said I was having my robots behave as though they were guided by 3 laws. The first law was that a robot couldn't hurt a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. The second law was that a robot had to obey orders given it by human beings, provided that didn't conflict with the first law. And the third law was that a robot had to protect its own existence, except where that would conflict with the first 2 laws. And after that, I always used them, and the stories evolved out of those 3 laws, out of the mutual contradictions, out of the ambivalences, the incongruities, and so on.
Well, the interesting thing is that scientists say that when robots are built, that they may be built according to these laws, and also that almost all science fiction writers have adopted them as well in their stories.
That's true about the science fiction writers adopting them. They are now taken for granted. No writer actually quotes them except myself. But the readers are so used to it now that they know it and they take it for granted. And somebody writing in an architectural journal pointed out that these laws hold for tools generally. Number 1, a tool must be safe to use. And 2, provided it is safe to use, it's got to do what you want it to do. And 3rd, provided it is safe to use and it does what you want to, it's got to last.
But could your 3 laws of robotics be overloaded on the side of humanism? There are those who believe that the machines we create are going to be Frankensteins.
Well, of course, the 3 laws of robotics were originally invented by me in order to avoid the Frankenstein motive, because before I wrote my stories, most robot stories were filled with this Frankenstein bit about the robot destroying its creator. There are some things that men were not meant to know. However, having worked with the 3 laws for 35 years practically, I was asked to write a robot story to end all robot stories, so I wrote one in which robots became so intelligent that by any reasonable definition, they defined themselves as human beings, you see. So that now the 3 laws of robotics became the 3 laws of humanics. And we were right back to the Frankenstein motif. I received letters from readers saying, does this mean you're never going to write any more robot stories? And I wrote back saying, don't worry, if I think of a good robot story, I'll write it anyway.
Okay, so first of all, could you recognize the 3 laws of robotics? Could you recognize them? ¿Las pudieron reconocer?
Sí. Sí. La
So,
primera
okay. Go
fue
ahead.
sobre que un robot no puede hacer daño a un humano o hacerle una hacerlo como una, ¿cómo se dice? Daño o algún efecto físico.
Okay, excellent. The
Okay.
second rule, what was it?
La otra era que tenían que obedecer las órdenes de los humanos.
Excellent. And the third?
Era que tienen que proteger a los humanos.
Okay, let me...
Para que no...
La tercera era que tenían que proteger su propia existencia y exceptuando que un humano fuera el que lo estuviera deseando. Así, a cualquier costo tenían que sobrevivir ellos, pero si era un humano el cual no le estaba permitiendo eso, no tenían que negarse, ¿no?
Okay, so the third rule, so we are not going to see it from the video, but I wrote them, okay? Yo la extraje directamente del libro. So, excellent. So the first one is that no robot can harm a human being. Ya, ningún robot puede dañar a un robot. Disculpe, ningún robot puede dañar a un humano. The second rule, they have to they have to obey all the orders, ¿ok? Tienen que obedecer todas las órdenes, excepto que vaya en conflicto con la primera regla de dañar a un humano, ¿ok? And the third rule, it's to protect its existence, ¿ok? Its own existence, que tienen que proteger su existencia sin perjuicio de las otras dos leyes, ¿ya? Sin dejar de lado las otras dos leyes. O sea, si te va a proteger, pero va a dañar a un humano, entonces te mueres. Okay? So that's the idea of the 3 laws of robotics. Okay? And, okay, I put a picture of this movie, I, Robot. So have you seen it? ¿Han visto esa película? I, Robot?
Sí.
Yes? And the rest?
So.
Okay, so in this movie, Will Smith, at some point of the movie, at the beginning of the movie, he mentioned the 3 laws of Isaac Asimov, okay? If you want to, you can watch the movie and you will understand in a better way the 3 rules, okay? And what I want you to ask you was, so I have some question for you, and the important thing of today's class is that you can give me your opinion, okay? So the idea is that you answer these questions, okay? So the first question is, do you agree with the rules and why? ¿Están de acuerdo con estas reglas?
¿Tengo que escribirla en el chat o...?
You can write it on the chat or you can say orally, okay? La pueden decir por el chat, but the idea is that you use the structure that I give you, ¿ya? Las pueden escribir en el chat o decirla de manera oral, pero utilizando la estructura que yo le doy. So, do you agree with the rules and why? So, yes, I agree because, or no, I disagree because. So, do you agree with the rules from Asimov? These 3 rules of robotic. No, I disagree because I think they are selfish. Okay, excellent. Excellent. That's a good one. And what about the rest? Y el resto, chicos? What do you think? Do you agree with the rules or do you disagree with the rules? Yes, I agree with the rules because the robots are more than able to surpass a human. Okay, excellent. Excellent. I really like that answer too. So you can see we can have different opinions, but I think most of us can agree in one statement, including each one of your answers, okay? So yes, they are selfish, I can discuss that. And also I agree with Esteban that says that they can surpass our strength, health, or whatever, orders. And the rest, let me see. Daniel, Sammy, Marcos, sorry, Marco, Pipe, Tati, what do you think about it? ¿Qué es lo que piensan ustedes? You can use Spanglish if you want, ¿ok? Pueden usar Spanglish si es que no pueden obtener la idea completamente en inglés, ¿ok? But the idea is that you use the structure that I give you. So, ¿están de acuerdo con las 3 reglas? Not harming
I don't
humans.
know.
Tell me.
I don't know why mi moral no sé cómo explicarlo bien, pero es que es que no son seres vivos, pero y que en realidad no sienten molestia ni nada, pero como que si vivís toda tu vida con robots, como que lo haces parte como de tu vida, una cosa así.
Okay, okay. So it morally is not correct. That's what you want to say.
O sea,
Okay, thank you, Daniel. And Anissa said, also, I think maybe it's believed that the existence of robots are to serve humans, but I don't know. I think it's a cruel idea. Yes, I don't think it's serve humans, but they are created in order to help them. Okay? Quizás lo que nos provoca resquemor es que nosotros lo usamos como, utilizamos la palabra como servidumbre, quizás no sea, pero sí ayuda. Because, for instance, I want you to think about robots in nowadays. So nowadays we have robots in our lives, right? Nosotros hoy en día tenemos robots. For instance, we have vacuums, aspiradoras, that those little vacuums that move around your house and vacuum everything. We have robots that wash our cars, that help with our when we order food, or we have some robots that help doctors in order to perform surgeries. Okay, so yes, in Japan you have waiters, and we are going to talk about China in a few more minutes. Okay, so maybe the idea of creating robots as a resemblance of human, it's the bad idea, okay? I don't know if you understood the idea. Yo creo que la idea de crear robots que representen al humano quizás es donde cambia todo, porque crear robots que solo tienen un propósito, and so in order to create robots that had only one purpose, such as vacuum or cleaning the house, you can turn it off and that's it. It won't involve like too much of a conscious robot, okay? Because they have one purpose. But if you want to create a living robot with his own intelligence, that's the point of debate, okay? Yo creo que es el punto de debate, si es que los robots tienen que necesariamente convertirse en lo más semejante a un humano o no. What do you think about that? ¿Qué es lo que creen ustedes acerca de eso? Any idea? So, okay, let's move on with the question that I brought you today. So, what changes would you do to these laws? ¿Qué le cambiarían a estas leyes? Excellent, Sammy. Thank you for answering. It's a yes and no relationship because it's revolutionary and it will help a lot, but it's too dangerous. Okay, Esteban said, I would change the obey one, okay, for something more like help someone in a way that can't be bad by general rules, okay. No, Sammy, super bien. Don't worry. An excellent, Esteban, excellent. So, do you think these laws are useful nowadays? Do you think they are useful or they have an impact in today's daily life? ¿Creen que son útiles? Useful es útil. Do you think they are useful? So, do you think they are useful for nowadays technology? ¿Creen que son útiles para la tecnología que está hoy en día o creen que debiéramos cambiar esas reglas que ya existen? And the technology can be learned wherever you look, so the bad ones will not care of those rules. Yes, you can have not a malfunction of the technology, but people tend to give bad uses of technology. La gente por lo general tiende a darle malos usos a la tecnología. Excellent. Yes, I agree. And the next one is a little bit more personal. So in order to understand or to have a definition, how do you define the word robot on your own words? ¿Cómo podrían definir ustedes un robot? En sus propias palabras. Because, for instance, in the past, robots were like giant metal structures that can help you to do amazing things related to construction, and they also will serve you. But nowadays, the definition of robot has changed. So in your own words, what's a robot? Or how can you define a robot? ¿Cómo definirían ustedes un robot con sus propias palabras? Intelligent, capable, and skillful. Excellent. 3 words. I like that. Short and precise. Excellent. Excellent, Isadora. A robot is a machine with a mind that can change manually to do something in particular. Okay, excellent. I have like a little concern about with a mind, but yes, I agree. I agree. I partially agree with you, Esteban. Excellent. And the rest, Marco, Pipe. I'm afraid because perhaps in the future we will not know how to differentiate between a human being and a robot. Yes, I agree with you, Sammy. I'm scared of that too. Yes. A machine created for humans for make your life easier. Excellent, Daniel. Yes. So I want to highlight that one. Quiero resaltar esa because that's we think about robots nowadays. Esa es la forma en la que pensamos en los robots hoy en día, como máquinas que nos ayudan a hacer la vida más fácil. We can use it wherever we want, okay? But they must have, ellos deben tener just one function. That's the idea, and we don't have to give them mind, okay? Excellent. Okay, and the next one, and this will be not the last one, I mean the last one related to Asimov idea. So in the future, we will not be of any use compared to them. Yes, we will do like few things related to, in comparison to what robots do, okay? So for you guys, will artificial intelligence change the way we think about robots? What do you think about that? Will artificial intelligence change the way we think about robots? ¿Creen que la inteligencia artificial va a cambiar la forma en la que nosotros vemos a los robots?
Yes. How in the movies.
Okay, yes, as we see in the movies. Excellent. Como lo vemos en las películas. That's correct. Excellent. So maybe we are not going to see robots as we see it today, but they are going to change at some point. A robot with IE is an android for me. Okay, that's a good point. And that's more likely to be like a human. Okay, so I want you to show you something before we move on. And I will look it up while we are in classes. So let me okay, so have you seen this video? This is like a parenthesis in our class. Ya esto es un pequeño paréntesis que vamos a tener en nuestra clase. So, since you mentioned, so I wanted to show you.
Cayman Islands, I gotta say, is I'm feeling a little something.
This girl, okay, so have you seen her? ¿La habían visto? Do you know about it? No? Okay, this robot is called Sophia, okay, and this is part of a project in which they are creating robots in order to date people. Ya hay una empresa que está creando robots para hacer citas. Okay, so this robot has the particular skill that he can recognize your facial interactions, and it can detect your volume, tone, pitch, and everything, and she will give you different answers, te va a dar distintas respuestas, according to how you react to them. Okay, yes, and every time that I look it up, every time that I watch this video scares me a lot. Este robot me asusta mucho porque muy tétrica la forma en la que se mueve. So,
You know,
just give it a look.
you can grab it later if you want.
So that's Sophia.
Hello, Will Smith.
It's nice to meet you, Sophia. Let me tell you a joke.
This is an irrational human behavior to want to tell jokes.
What is a robot's favorite kind of music?
What?
Heavy metal.
Okay, so we are going to stop right there. But yes, so yes, because they would start to think like us and act like us, even replace soldiers in future. Yes, nowadays people are creating like war machines, están creando máquinas de guerra that they are autonomous, like drones or some sort of metal animals that will replace humans in wars or whatever they want to use them. At least they don't have feelings because they would be treated as inferiors and not as equals. Excellent. Okay, that's a good point of view, Daniel. Yes. But we can make a distinction. If we gave them mind and a purpose, we cannot make them be like us because we will be different in terms of functionality. Okay, and it will be not racism, but the use of them. Okay, so in order to move on, since we are already on time, I am going to show you like a video. I am not going to show you completely, but you can watch it on your own. And this video was filmed in China, and they are using IE inside of the classroom. Okay, so let's look it up.
Teachers at this primary school in China know exactly when someone isn't paying attention. These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like. Good job! Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens. But schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education. A program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
就是国家的这个研究呀、发展呀，我觉得是没有问题的。
The government has poured billions of dollars into the project, bringing together tech giants, startups, and schools. We got exclusive access to a primary school a few hours outside of Shanghai.
Okay, so what do you think of this purpose? Do you think this is too invasive, or is it correct to use technology in order to encourage education, or in order to give another use to technology and IE or robots? Yes, it's too invasive. If you watch the full video, si se dan el tiempo de ver el video completo, they talk about the invasiveness of this program and how the kids react to it, ¿ok? Porque los niños sienten una presión aún mayor. De hecho, dicen que cuando utilizaron esto, los niños ponían más atención, mejoraron las notas, creo, pero porque ellos se estresaban pensando que estaban siendo controlados con estas waistband que iban en su cabeza. Okay, so here in Chile, yes, they will destroy everything at the first week, the first day even. So, with that being said, do you think if Chile has interest in this type of technology, ¿ustedes creen que en Chile están interesados en este tipo de tecnología? No. Me sentiría observado, no tendría control sobre mí. So, yeah. Yes, and this is what I wanted to finish with, because actually Chile has has created a new ministry, and they want to encourage people in order to create a new politic, a new law regarding artificial intelligence. Y esto para que lo sepan, chicos, se creó un nuevo ministerio, el Ministerio de Ciencia, Tecnología y Conocimiento e Innovación, y se está pensando en un proyecto de crear un estatuto, un reglamento de acuerdo a inteligencia artificial aquí en Chile. El ministerio se creó este año, así que si están interesados en eso, pueden ir a su página. Se llama minciencia.gov.cl. Y sí, Chile ya está interesado y ya está empezando a trabajar con lo que va a ser la inteligencia artificial, robots, and so on and so forth. Okay, so for those who didn't know about it, yes, we are interested, and we will be leading some researches towards artificial intelligence here in Chile. Okay, so that was it for today. Okay, so I have two questions for you today. So what's your side towards robots and IE? ¿Cuál es su postura referente a los robots y la inteligencia artificial? Okay. You don't like it? Excellent. And the rest? I'm in favor just if they don't get too extreme. Okay, excellent, Sammy. It's good. It's a good idea, but we need more time to think and make it clear. Excellent. Excellent. And okay, the question that I always ask you: did you enjoy the class? Did you like it? And please always be honest. Okay, always be honest. So, did you like the class? Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we can have more topics related to IE in the future. And I hope you enjoyed the class. And obviously the riddles answer was your age. Para la respuesta a la adivinanza era su edad, como lo dijo la Isa. Okay, so, sorry. That was it for today. See you next week and goodbye. Okay. And before we leave, antes de que nos vayamos, creo que aquí también estaba, creo que, Karina, tú ya puedes empezar con el curso de inglés. Ah, no, Karina, quédate un segundito para que hablemos del curso. And let me see. No, just Karina, okay? So that was it for today, guys. Have a nice week. I hope you enjoy the class and see you next class, okay? Goodbye.